My favorite place to be. Working on the carrier here. So it's an old girl here, but she's still kicking. Condenser coils are a little bit dirty. It doesn't appear that way from the exterior, but we're running a little bit high head pressure. All our condenser fan motors are running, but we're running a little high head. The ambient temperature on the roof is not that bad for us to be running this head, a high head pressure, so we got to start looking at the condenser coils now. Got my coil gun all hooked up. This is one of the best inventions known to man, is a coil gun. I'm old school, so we used to be out here with the pump-up sprayers. You would have to spray the coil down with a pump-up sprayer with chemical first, and then chase it behind the hose. But this thing here, it shoots a foam on the actual coil itself, so you don't have to worry about, for the other brothers out there who wear glasses, you don't have to worry about shit spraying back in your face, messing around with that pump-up sprayer. But I'm gonna go ahead and get this all lathered up. We'll see what comes out of this bitch, and we'll go ahead and crank them up and check pressures again and see where we stand at. Alright, got it lathered up. As you can see, the dirt and stuff is starting to come out. You know, just looking at it before, you wouldn't think it was that dirty. But we'll let this sit on here for a little while, not too long. You don't want this shit to start eating the actual coil. I use the B and C settings on it. It helps distribute the chemical a little bit more evenly. And this may be a 2-hitter time where you gotta clean it once, rinse it down, and then hit it again. I don't like to split condenser coils if it's a double layer coil unless I absolutely have to. If I get the results that I'm looking for from the first cleaning, I'm good. But just to be splitting coils just to do it, I don't advise it, especially with older units. You'll create a leak. It may not be a leak that's leaking when you leave, when you're there, but when you leave, you've created a leak somewhere, because very rarely people can put the shit back the way it was. But she's going down pretty good. Gotta give this a couple more minutes and we'll rinse them down and go ahead and start checking pressures again. Alright, now we're gonna clean. You see those tubes? You're trying to aim in between those tubes with the cleaner and when you rinse it out. You can see all the gunk coming out now. That's what you're aiming at. I'll let you see what it looked like. Alright, we got everything cleaned up. We dropped dramatically. At first I was running around almost a 500 head. We cut that in half by 50 PSI by the cleaning. And I'm old school. I usually get a piece of paper. We're moving air. Moving air. Moving air. Moving air. Moving air. Moving air. If you can do that, I don't advise splitting the coils, because you know the air is passing through if it's strong enough to hold something up on the coil. So this is circuit 1. And like I said, we already dropped 50 PSI just by cleaning the coils, because we were up around 500 and that was way too high for the ambient temperature. It is almost 97, 98 hovering around there in certain spots on this roof, but still, we cut it down by 50 psi. Got oil in our compressor. So far, so good. We'll check in here as well, make sure we clean that is good. Yep. All right, on to the next. All right, we over here with circuit 2. Same thing. We cut it down probably about 60 psi on the high side after the coil cleaning. Moving there. Moving there. Moving there. Moving there. Moving there. Moving there. All right. Stage 1 and 2. Very satisfied by the differential after the coil cleaning. Evaporator looks good. Filters are good. And yet again, with the commercial stuff, it's not like residential, because as you can see, ambient temperature on roofs, everything is exaggerated. It's not a little condenser sitting in the shade behind somebody's house. This stuff is going to operate at a higher pressure than normal equipment due to the circumstances of where it's located at. So everything's going to be a little bit exaggerated, but you got to know with exaggeration and there's actually something going wrong, because anything above 500, it's something going on. That's not an exaggeration due to ambient temperature or the temperature inside the store. That you got something going on, and as we can see, it was the coils being dirty because we were tripping on high head. And they look pretty good. So let's get it.